This is the Tactical Scalper. I want to talk to you about the most important thing in trading, the absolute most important. It's not your strategy, it's not your risk reward ratio, it's not volume, it's nothing. It's nothing like that, nothing technical at all. The most important thing in trading is patience. And I want to teach you how I've developed patience and the mental exercises that I go through in hopes that maybe this will help someone who needs patience. Because without patience, it doesn't matter your strategy, you will fail. Period. Every strategy, well, most, I don't want to say every, most strategies revolve around patience. Doesn't matter if you're swing trading or, long trading or scalping or day trading. None of that matters if you don't have patience, and your strategy will continue to fail you time after time. So let me teach you some of the mental exercises that I go through during a trading day to develop patience. Now, if you're in our Discord and you're lucky enough to be in our Discord, which is absolutely free, anybody can join. I don't charge anyone to teach them the strategies that I use. All I ask is that you're willing to try it and work on it. Anyway, if you want to join the Discord server, leave a comment and I will be happy to send you an invite. Okay, so let's take today's trading day as an example and what I go through in my mind and how I develop my patience. I'm going to do a couple examples here. Okay, so bear with me. The video might be a little bit longer than you're used to for me, but I think the information will be valuable to you. Okay, so you see this purple line. That is the 200. We are in a downtrend at this point, as you can see, just a beautiful waterfall, a downtrend. Oftentimes, not always, but most of the time, when price reverts and goes back to the 200, you get a bounce. Okay. You see it right here. It didn't exactly get to the 200. This would be classified as a B setup because we had a touch and hold right here, but it wasn't on our EMA. It was just a little ways away from it. Okay. By the time I started thinking about getting in it, it was down to this third red candle before the fourth big red candle. It was too far away from my risk reward. Now, in years past, I would have jumped in it and jumped in that long bar down, and usually it goes back the other way and I lose. I've learned through the years to be much more patient, because if I miss a trade, and this is the big part I think with patience and why people struggle with it, they don't want to miss the trade. Guys, it is okay to miss the trade. There's opportunities every day, day after day. It's okay to miss the trade and wait for your perfect setup with the highest amount of probability and the least amount of risk. So this is what I go through. When I'm looking at this, I determine how far my stop would be. Well, by that third red candle, it was too far, because if it came back up and stopped me out, I would not be willing to lose that amount of money on this particular trade. And so I know that from years of losing, that if I get in too late, I just have to let it go now. And I'm okay with that. And you should be okay with that too. You should have the patience to look for your setup and your setup only. So here's an example. I passed on it because it's too far from my risk reward. And I was actually in Discord with somebody, and he's like, "Are you going to take this? Are you going to take this?" And I said, "Nah." I looked at my risk reward. It's a little too far. I'm going to let it go. And then we watched it fall down here, and he's like, "Oh, man, well, that's okay. It doesn't bother me, because I know there will be an opportunity later or tomorrow or next week or whatever. I'm not worried about missing the trade. I'm having the patience to wait for it. And what goes through my mind is not how much I'm going to make. It's how much I am going to lose if I am wrong. Because there is no way to predict the stock. Do not let, if anyone says, I told you it was going down or I told you it was going up, run from those morons as quick as you freaking can because they have no idea. They just gambled. No one can tell you what the market's going to do. They can have a setup that gives them a very high probability, but there's no guarantee that's going to work. So I digress. So I missed this one, and that's okay. Now look at this. It comes back up. Now look, it's further away from my risk reward. Now I could have changed my risk reward and maybe put it at the top of that high over there. It would still be too far, but I use EMAs as my stops and my entrances and what I trade off of. So I'm not changing my plan. It was too far away. The risk was too much. I let it go. Now look at this thing. It would have been a fantastic short had I got in there, but I don't know that's going to happen. So let's scroll over. My patience got me this opportunity. Now we're closer. Now I went in at the very tippy top of that red candle where the arrow is, and I had someone in Discord with me, so I have proof of this. The risk reward was right there at my estimated moving average, and it was right inside of my comfort zone of what I would lose if it went against me. Well, it went down, and I got a nice 25 ticks off of it. Now, would this one been better? Yes. Would this one been better? Maybe. But I was comfortable with this one. My patience allowed me to wait and get this one. Now, I want to show you some other examples, and hopefully people are still watching this video as I drone on here, but I think this will help you, okay? Look through here. The EMA, the 20 period, which is the white line, it wasn't the candles were straddled they were cutting off. The EMA was cutting off the candles. I was not comfortable entering here. I had patience and waited. Yes, I could have taken some of these and made something off of it, but I didn't because I had the patience to wait for a better setup. And it just wasn't going into my wheelhouse. Now look, here's some other examples. I could have taken this one here. A little too far away from the EMA to make me comfortable. Yes, it went down and could have made money, but I don't know that. I'm always thinking about what am I going to lose if I'm wrong. So what did I do? I had patience and waited till it got to another touch and hold that was much closer to my estimated moving average, that I would lose less if I was wrong. I think if you really start to develop your patience and wait for your proper setup, whatever it may be, I think you will find that you will be much more profitable. What happens between the ears is more important than any setup. And patience is not something you can learn in an alert Discord server or taking alerts off Twitter. Patience is all up to you. You don't have to pay someone to help you with patience. You can develop that on your own. I hope this video helps someone out there. If you liked the video, please give it a like and sub to the channel. This is Tactical Scalper out.